My sweetie, sweetie. Wine, wine, wine. You make me go up. Wine, wine, wine. You make me go up. Keep me other. Wine, wine, wine. You make me go up. Done so much for me, I cannot tell it all.
All right, good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us. This is One TV Network Global News. I'm Flora Duke. The long-awaited results from the All Progressive Congress presidential primary election results is out. The former Lagos State Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu was announced the winner of the party's primary election after garnering half of the total votes to beat his major opponent, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi. About 2,322 delegates from across the country had stormed the Eagle Square to elect the flag bearer of the party ahead of the 2023 general elections. In other news, hearing from an appeal filed by the Federal Inland Revenue Service seeking to stop the Rivers State government from further collecting value-added tax, VAT, and personal income tax within the state would hold on September 19, several months after the litigation began. On Monday, when the appeal was held from consideration of motions and application, the lead counsel of the Attorney General of the Federation, Hussaini Zakaria, filed the application seeking the leave of the court to stay further proceedings of the appeal on the grounds that the same matter is before the Supreme Court of Nigeria. In his ruling, the lead judge of the three-man appeal panel, Justice Joseph Iyega, adjourned the hearing of the application to September 19, 2022. You will recall that the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt had in September 2021 ruled that Rivers State and not FIRS should collect a VAT within the state, but the FIRS challenged the Federal High Court ruling by filing an appeal last year against the Rivers State Attorney General and others, urging the court to overturn the decision of the Federal High Court and allow the agencies to continue administering VAT in Rivers State. And similarly, the Rivers State government approached the Supreme Court to challenge the ruling by the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal that parties ruling against FIRS and Rivers Lagos State should maintain the status quo. Away from that, the president of Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Sir Mike Elechi, has appealed for increased investment into key sectors of the Rivers State economy by Taiwan's investors. Elechi made a call when he visited the Chancellor and representative of the Taipei Trade Office in Nigeria, Mr. Andy Yang Peng Lee, and Lagos recently. Elechi listed the opportunities that investors can consider to include oil and gas, agriculture, petrochemicals, shipping and logistics, information and communication technology, tourism and hospitality, as well as commerce and trade. The Chamber President, accompanied by the elected council member and Chairman, Trade Mission Desk, Mrs. Florence Osibi, also requested for trade visits of Taiwanese investor to the state. Handy, who was joined by the Deputy Councillor Johanna C.J. Mai, accorded Elechi and Mrs. Wansibe a warm reception as he expressed gratitude to the Chamber President and members of the Chamber, assuring them of the trade offers a partnership within the Chamber. And he promised to create leakages between the Chamber and the Kaohsiung City government and other Taiwan trade promotion agencies for trade and commerce expansion in the South-South region, promising also to create a smart city in Port Harcourt. He also expressed gladness at the level of protection and immunity the trade office and Taiwanese companies are enjoying in Nigeria. And in sports, Nigeria, the fifth time on the 17th World Championship, will begin a journey for another title today when they depart the country for the Ghanaian city of Cape Coast, where they will participate in the Seven Nation Waffle Ball 17 Championship that begins on Saturday. The two finalists from the tournament in Cape Coast will represent the Waffle Bay zone at the African Under 17 Cup of Nations belt for Algeria early next year. All four semi-finalists in Algeria will qualify for the FIFA Under 17 World Cup finals in Peru. The Nigerian-Ghana match will be played at the State Cape Coast starting from 4 p.m. 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Coach Unduka Ubagde, who has kept his eyes on the ball and his hands on the plunge for several weeks, screening and training the lads at the FIFA Goal Project, Abuja says his objective is to earn a ticket to the AFCON finals in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, as King Philippine embarks on a 6-day trip to the Democratic Republic of Congo, foreign relations experts are talking about both countries building new ties after atrocity committed during the colonial rule. The visit comes as Belgium gets ready to return or tooth the last remains of Patrice Lumumba, a hero of the anti-colonial struggle. On Tuesday, King Philippe and Queen Mathilde of Belgium were greeted at the international airport of Kinshasa by President Félix Tshisekedi and his wife Denise. It was the first time since 2010 that a Belgian monarch visited DRC, a territory that was ruled as a colony by northwestern European nation. The Belgian Prime Minister, who embarked on a 6-day trip alongside the king, said it was an historic moment. A sentiment echoed by his Congolese in Kinshasa, diplomatic ties have been reopened again. These relations were broken for several years because of bad policy of our predecessor, Theodora Omekenga, a close associate of the ruling party, said. But now that the policy has been renewed by the current head of state, we members of the ruling political parties are happy, and we know that the arrival of King Philippine will bring something new at the diplomatic level. And that's it on Global News. Many thanks for watching. I'm Flora Duke. Bye for now.
Done so much for me, I cannot tell it all.
Congratulations, you're in the glory of
Hello there, welcome to One TV Global News at the hour. First, the headlines: Tinubu wins APC presidential tickets. Appeal court hears FIRS RSG suits. And Fasima was Taiwanese investors to Rivers State. A Belgian monarch makes a reconciliatory visit to DRC, plus other stories after this break. To stay with us. Welcome back. I'm Flora Chuk with the news in details. The long-awaited result from the All Progressive Congress presidential primary election result is out. The former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu was announced the winner of the party's primary election after garnering half of the total votes to beat his major opponent, former Rivers State Governor, former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi, and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. About 2,322 delegates from across the country had stormed the Eagle Square to elect the flag bearer of the party ahead of 2023 general election. In a swift reaction as effort to hold a presidential primary election of the All Progressive Congress reached a climax on Tuesday, the party's national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has decried what he termed the frequent rush to media by members of the party. He said, "Washing our dirty linen in the public is not a mark of courage, it is a mark of irresponsibility and discipline and indiscretion not to obey extant rules and regulation and play by them. We have nothing to gain in portraying our party in a bad light. We have everything to lose in undermining the integrity of our great party." End of quote. He was speaking during the party's presidential primary election that was concluded earlier today in Abuja. Recall that Adamu had been frustrated in his bid to impose Senate President Senator Ahmed Lawan as a consensus candidate of the party. Away from that, still on election, the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Ahmad Odur, decried assassination earlier today. According to a statement signed by his special advisor on media, Ikena Onoha, he said the plan was hatched because the PDP National Working Committee acted on the recommendation of a committee that was set up to probe the May 26th primary in Ahuzu Mbieze State constituency in Imo State. He alleged that some people who were pained about the cancellation and reshuffling of a fresh primary issued the threat to burn him alive in a voice note. Quite touching day. Hearing for an appeal filed by the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) seeking to stop the Rivers State government from further collecting value-added taxes (VAT) and the personal income tax (PIT) within the state would hold on September 19, several months after litigation began. On Monday, when the appeal was heard for consideration of motions and application, the lead counsel for the Attorney General of the Federation, Hussaini Zakaria San, filed an application seeking the leave of the court to stay further proceedings of the appeal on the grounds that the same matter is before the Supreme Court of Nigeria. In his ruling, the lead judge of the three-man appeal panel, Justice Joseph Hiege, adjourned the hearing of the application to September 19, 2022. You will recall that the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt had in September 2021 ruled that Rivers State and not the FIRS should collect VAT within the state, but FIRS challenged the Federal High Court's ruling by filing an appeal last year against the Rivers State Attorney General and others, urging the court to overturn the decision of the Federal High Court and allow the agency to continue administering VAT in Rivers State. Similarly, the Rivers State government approached the Supreme Court to challenge the ruling by the Abuja Division of Court of Appeal that parties, including FRS, River State, and Lagos State, should maintain the status quo. Still on judicial issue, a three-man panel of appeal court sitting in Port Harcourt has reserved reading a motion, a notice for bail application filed by the governorship aspirant of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State, Farah Dagogo. The three-man panel, led by Justice J.S. Iyege, has reserved the ruling on a date to be communicated to the parties after counsel to Farah Dagogo, Innocent Ekwe, moved his motion on notice for bail application. The applicant counsel, Innocent Ekwe, asked the court to strike out the motion ex parte earliest filed before moving motion on notice for bail, which was opposed by defense counsel. Our correspondent reports that Innocent Ekwe adopted its argument while state prosecuting counsel Chidi Eke also replied and adopted his arguments. Speaking to newsmen outside the courtroom, Innocent Ekwe explained why he approached the appeal court to apply for bail for his clients. On that part, River State Prosecution Counsel Chidi Eke explained why he opposed the bail application of Farah Dagogo filed by his counsel. Meanwhile, the High Court, sitting in Port Harcourt, presided over by Justice Chiwendu Uwogu, also adjourned to the 10th and the 13th of June for hearing on Farah Dagogo's case due to the absence of the State Prosecuting Counsel in court. Away from that, to take you straight to Imo State, where a mob on Wednesday morning met at Ajanga Justice and one suspected motorcycle thief at Irete Daily Market in the Owerri West local government area of Imo State. The suspected armed robber, who allegedly stole one brand new motorcycle along Onitsha Express Road, was set ablaze by the mob. Report says the two armed robbers were involved in motorcycle snatching, but one escaped while the other was killed by the mob. A passerby who spoke on the condition of anonymity said that the suspect is a notorious motorcycle thief from Agwo in Oguta local government council area of the state. And straight up to Abia State, where one person was reported dead on Wednesday when a fire swept through the Chibayong gas station along Ikotekpene Road in Aba, Abia State. The inferno is reported to have begun when a truck unloading its content at a purported oil supply company near the station caught fire. Eyewitnesses said firefighters One TV Global News, and now to more news stories. The chairman of the North Central States Governor Forum, Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger State, has described the murder of worshippers at St. Francis Givers Catholic Church or Ondo State on Sunday as appalling, satanic, and heartbreaking. In a statement by his press secretary, Mary Noy Badge, the governor expressed his anger at the attack, in which 50 worshippers were killed and many wounded. Condemning the attack, Bello lamented the increasing cases of armed banditry, extrajudicial killings, and other horrific crimes in the country, stressing that Nigerians must stand united to end such unprovoked attacks and senseless killings. Quote, "The satanic attack is a reprehensible act of terrorism, and everything must be done to bring the aggressors to justice. As Nigerians, we must resist any attempt to undermine our unity and peaceful coexistence." And of course, the governor said. He prayed to God to expose the perpetrators and their sponsors, as well as to bring peace and stability to the country, even as he spread solidarity with the families of victims, as well as with the government and people of Ondo State. Still talking crimes and criminality, the police special fraud unit Ikoyi Lagos State arrested an Ibadan-based businessman Bukola Odeleye on allegation of 810 million naira fraud. The spokesperson, Superintendent of Police Eye Tayo Johnson, in a statement on Tuesday said the suspect is the MD and CEO of Bidel Strategic Investment Company. Johnson said Odeleye was arrested on May 24th after weeks of discreet investigation. He was nabbed for alleged forgery of 11 local phase order LPOs of 5 multinational companies and 1 federal agency. The police said Odeleye paraded himself on social media as a successful contractor in civil engineering, construction, real estate, and supply importation of heavy engineering equipment. The Bidel boss allegedly operated in connivance with former and current procurement staff of the companies where RPOs was used to perpetrate fraud. As straight to Kaduna State, the command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency announced that it has dismantled 14 illicit drug joints and arrested 100 suspected peddlers in the last 4 weeks in the state. The state commander, Mr. Umar Adoro, disclosed this to newsmen on Wednesday in Kaduna, adding that the operatives of the command dismantled 14 drug joints and a series of raids conducted in Kaduna and Zaria City in the month of May 2022. Adoro listed the 14 dismantled drug joints to include Abakwa, Malali, Trikania, Rigasa, Rumi, Filini, Mr. Chikaji, and Sabongari, among others. He said the apprehended suspect comprised 93 males and 7 females, adding that the agency also seized drugs and other narcotic substances during the operation. Adoro said the total weight of drugs seized is 394.480 kg within the period under review, noting that the fight against illicit drugs and drug abuse was collective responsibility and urged parents to monitor their children to protect them against abuse. While reiterating the agency's commitment to the fight against drug abuse, Adoro urged the people to give credible information to security agencies to curb the menace in the society. To business. The president of Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Sir Mike Kelechi, has appealed for increased investment in key sectors of River State economy by the Taiwanese investors. Kelechi made a call when he visited the Chancellor and representative of Taiping Trade Office in Nigeria, Mr. Andy Yang Peng Liu, in Lagos recently. Kelechi listed the opportunities that investors can consider to include oil and gas, agriculture, petrochemicals, shipping and logistics, information and communication technology, tourism and hospitality, as well as commerce and trade. The Chamber President, accompanied by the elected Council member and Chairman, Trade Mission Desk, Mrs. Florence Wasibe, also requested for trade visits of Taiwanese investors to the state. Handy, who was joined by the Deputy Councillor, Johanna C.J. Meyer, accorded Lechi and Mrs. Wasibe a warm reception as he expressed gratitude to the Chamber President, a member of the Chamber, assuring them of the Trade Office partnership with the Chamber. Andy also promised to create linkages between the Chamber and Koshanshan City Government and other Taiwan trade promotion agencies for trade and commerce expansion and the South-South region, promising also to create smart city in Port Harcourt. He also expressed gladness at the level of protection and immunity the trade office and Taiwanese companies are enjoying in Nigeria. Still taking business report right here on One TV Network News. Nigerians imports from China rose up by 193.91% from 530.98 billion naira in the fourth quarter of 2018 to 1.51 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2022. According to the National Bureau of Statistics data on foreign trade, China is responsible for most of the imports into Nigeria. In the 5 quarters under review, China was the #1 nation on the top 10 countries. While China is responsible for the bulk of nations' export to China is negligible according to available data. Still on business, straight to Bayelsa State, where the State Governor Duyodiri has emphasized the imperative for concerted effort in implementing policies and programs aimed at protecting the environment in order to promote healthy living. Speaking during World Environmental Day 2022, which was commemorated on Tuesday with the theme Only One Earth. In Yanagwa, the Bayelsa State capital, Duyodiri noted that poverty reduction and environmental protection work together and must be taken seriously. Duyodiri, who was represented by his deputy Lawrence Ekwadachukwu, denounced a practice against the environment such as felling of trees, the indiscriminate burning of bushes, the unhealthy use of chemical products for food, and illegal refining of petroleum derivatives. He called on the inhabitants of the Mother Earth to behave responsibly in their interaction with the environment and said that the government will continue to support efforts to protect the environment. Duyodiri ordered the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Land and Housing to allocate land for the start of Bayelsa Central Nursery and establishment of a world-class ecological laboratory. In other news, Paris Saint-Germain PSG and Socklin on Tuesday unveiled an exclusive 3-year regional partnership in West Africa for Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Mali. PSG, a European sports club which is expanding across Africa, enjoys immense popularity in the region for its leading performers with over 21 million African social media followers, representing 30% of its overall community, including 2 million Nigeria, 853,000 in Cote d'Ivoire, and 800,000 in Senegal. In a statement issued by Socklin, the partnership will include joint campaigns and activities that will give consumers and supporters of the club the opportunity to indulge their passion for the club in their everyday lives alongside the detergent brand. It is expected to forge even more bonds and drive engagement with consumers of Socklin and PSG brands. Still taking business, Delta has celebrated its latest investment in New York with the opening of its new Terminal C at the LaGuardia Airport to customers. Opened on June 4, 2022, the facility is a massive milestone and the $4 billion program to transform the modernize one of the airline key hubs. Delta Chief Executive Officer Eid Abastian, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, the Port Authority of the New York and New Jersey, and other New York public officers celebrated the milestones by debuting a Glammy check-in, security and baggage claim facility and a new 10-gate concourse E at an official ribbon counting ceremony on Wednesday. The airline will fully complete the entire four concourse terminal by the end of 2024, almost 2 years earlier than the original plan. With that interesting news, I've come to the end of today's package, but we'll go on a short break to bring you sports stories and other foreign news. Yeah, welcome back. If you just joined us, this is One TV Global News. And now to more stories. We'll take a look at academic stories in education. Actress Warfare Ewa, also known as Wafafida, has alleged that men fight to keep the female child away from school because they are fully aware of the power of education. She claimed men try everything possible to keep females from staying in school because if they are educated, we are capable of achieving so much more than men. On the foreign scene, as King Philippine embarked on a 6-day trip to Democratic Republic of Congo, foreign relations experts are talking about both countries building new ties after atrocity committed during the colonial rule. The visit comes as Belgium gets ready to return the last remains of Patrice Lumumba, a hero of the anti-colonial struggle. On Tuesday, King Philippine and Queen Mathilde of the Belgium were greeted at the international airport of Kinshasa by President Félix Tshisekedi and his wife Denise. It was the first time since 2010 that a Belgian monarch visited DRC, a territory that was ruled as a colony by northwestern European nation. The Belgian Prime Minister, who embarked on the 6-day trip alongside the King, said it was an historic moment. A sentiment echoed by these Congolese and Kinshasan, quote, diplomatic ties have been reopened again. These relations were broken for several years because of the bad policy of our predecessors, Theo Making, a close associate of the ruling party, had said. But now that the policy has been renewed by the current head of state, we members of the ruling political party are happy and we know that the arrival of King Philippine will bring something new on the diplomatic level. And now to some sporting stories. Nigerian, the 5-time Under-17 World Championship will begin a journey for another title today when they depart the country for Ghanaian city of Cape Coast, where they will participate in the 7-nation WAFU B Under-17 Championship that begins on Saturday. The two finalists from the tournament in Cape Coast will represent the WAFU B zone at the African Under-17 Cup of Nations held for Algeria early next year. All 4 semi-finalists in Algeria will qualify for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup finals in Peru. The Nigerian-Ghana match will be played at the State Cape Coast starting from 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Coach Nduka Ubade, who has kept his eyes on the ball and his hands on the planche for several weeks, screening and training the lads at the FIFA Goal Project Abuja, says his objective is to earn a ticket to the AFCON finals in Algeria. And that does it here on the Global News. Before we go another look at our major stories for tonight, we brought you a report that Tinubu has won the APC presidential ticket. He now stands at the APC flag bearer. An appeal court is adjourned FRIC River State Cabinet suits, and Fasima was Taiwanese investors to River State. a Bengham monarch has made reconciliatory visits to DRC. And many thanks for watching. Just the size of the package. I'm Flora Chuk. Bye for now.